It's recording.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
All right. So thank you guys for coming today. I just wanted to take the time to let you guys know that you are, involved in this completely voluntary mediation where we're gonna just try to talk out some of your issues and try to come to some kind of compromise or solution that will, be able to benefit both of you guys in this issue of the grocery store. So just beforehand, get some stuff out of the way, some ground rules. You both, signed the consent to mediation form, and so you should have some idea of what they're like. But just to recap, be respectful, don't interrupt, don't shout, don't yell. Just we're just gonna sit down and have a nice conversation. And I'm not really going to be able to give you any legal advice. That is not my field. I am just here to kind of help you reach some kind of solution and hopefully something that will everyone will be able to agree on. So, hopefully it should go nice and smoothly. So I guess first of all, I just kind of want to hear both sides of your story. Whoever wants to go first, go for it.
Yeah, I will start. So I'm kind of pinned as the bad guy here because I had promised Stephanie the store that I have created with my own two hands. I promised her this a few years ago, but she went away to college and worked at a few fancy stores. She came back acting like she knew everything, which she didn't. So it was kind of a place of entitlement that I felt did not belong. I wasn't sure if she would be able to dedicate herself to the business, and I kind of started to worry if she would work hard enough. I worried that she would end up having to sell the store because of this if I gave it to her when she wasn't ready, due to it not being successful, and she had to give it up. And that is basically my whole life's work of building up this store. And so I began to get nervous, for lack of better words. I didn't know if she would have the time with her young family. I know that that can take a lot of time. I don't know if she has that time. So that was another concern that I had. So I came up with managing until I knew she was ready. And I feel that she doesn't really let me explain to her why I made this decision. Each time I try to bring it up, she kind of storms off and is unwilling to hear it. I feel that's a bit immature. Another red flag for running this store that I don't feel like she's ready to run. It's my business. I can do with it what I want. I did promise it to her, and I will keep that promise. I just can't meet that promise at this moment because I'm trying to do what's best for it. And I want her to be ready for it as well because I don't want it to hurt her. So
Okay. I think I can understand where you're coming from here. So how about you, Stephanie? What's your opinion on what's going on here?
Sure. So I jotted a couple things down so I wouldn't interrupt, but a couple things um, did upset me a little bit from ooh, what Diane was saying. She said she didn't know if I was dedicated, and she called this her life work. Um, I feel like this is my life's work so far. I gave up my dream of being a firefighter in order to take over the family business. I really had no interest in taking over the family business, but felt like I was strong-armed into it. And because of that, I have gone to school for a business degree in order to better run the store. While I was going to school, I worked at different grocery chains, some of which were fancy city grocery chains, in order to learn as much as I could to bring it back to the store. I've dedicated my whole life to inheriting the store. And we came to a verbal agreement a couple years ago that I would take over the store on her 69th birthday. But right before her birthday, in the months leading up to it, she started fighting with me more. And she just decided that she didn't want to give it to me. And now we are not even on talking terms.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add? Either one of you? Okay. All right, cool. So from what I'm, understanding here is that there's just a bit of a rift between you two where I guess Diane is feeling, I guess she's feeling that, she's unsure if you, Stephanie, are ready to take over the store, but at the same time, you've been really working your life in order to achieve this one goal. And so I think there's a bit of, I guess, a bit of, there's a disparity between how you both are able to, I guess, think about this kind of thing. So I guess we could take some time to think about how we're going about that. And so, uh, hmm, I guess first off, I guess why? I guess Diane mentioned that like, Diane mentioned that she feels like she's unable to really talk to Stephanie about her change of heart, and that you haven't been able to have the conversation about that, about why she changed her mind about giving you the store. And I think that might be a good place to start getting back on speaking terms and understanding like each other's opinion, is talking about like maybe why she changed her mind about that.
Yeah, so I wasn't taking this store away from you. I knew that you put in a lot of time into it. I just started to get nervous because I did create this store and it means a lot to me. And so I got worried, what if you're not the right fit and what if it doesn't work out? And then I regret ending up giving it to you when I did, when I wasn't sure if you were ready or not. So basically, what I'm trying to do here is just confirm that you are ready and watch you run it while I might still manage a few things. Maybe we can talk about a certain timeline that might work for you, where you can run it and I can still be on the side. And then if you meet my expectations, I will hand it over to you freely. I'm willing to give you all of the pay for it if you just let me still be a part of it for now until I know that you are ready.
That makes a lot more sense on why you uh, went back on the promise. Go, I've never seen you not fulfill a promise. And so this was very shocking to me. And I felt that you didn't really respect my knowledge of running the store, even though I've dedicated my whole life, just as you have, to running the store. And I feel like you may have been putting your relationship with my family and your grandchildren at risk because of this. So thank you for explaining, because I definitely can understand a little bit more now.
All right, cool. I'm glad you two were able to work that out. And so I guess another problem I really saw here, well, I guess it kind of ties in, was how I guess Stephanie's been working. You know, she's been going to college, getting her degree, and working on all this stuff. And while she's been doing so, she's been working at all kinds of other grocery stores and trying to really get an eye for what it's like out in the field. And so, um, I guess, and then one of the things Diane said was that um, she might feel that Stephanie is a bit entitled based on how all that work has gone. And so, do you think you two would have a way to, kind of work on that and make sure, I guess, she's not feeling so entitled, and that way she really understands what it's like to run this store and knows what goes into it?
Yeah, I think maybe if I feel that she's trying to learn from me rather than only take what she has previously learned, I will feel better about her taking over the store because I do know my store personally and I know that she does as well. But there are also things that she hasn't seen that I have. So I want to teach her and I would love to teach her, but I feel like the opportunity hasn't fully been there at all times and I still have more that I want her to know.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Are you, Stephanie? Do you think you are willing to learn from your mother here and be able to, I guess, learn what needs to be done to manage her specific store and be able to actually respect what she does and be able to, I guess, be able to actually work on doing it the way she wants it to be done and do it in the best way you can?
I can agree to that, but I also feel like Diane is just trying to maintain control. So I would need a timeline in place in order to phase her out of the controlling portion of the store and to be able to fulfill what was promised to me of running the family business.
Okay. Yeah. Um, are there any? I think I've been able to figure out a few things here. So, is there any other like really big glaring issues you guys would want to discuss?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, I think those are like the two major issues is um, figuring out like making it so Diane is comfortable having you be 100% in control of the store and making sure you know how everything works through the through her way. And so I think one of the biggest things you guys mentioned was some kind of timeline. And so I think that sounds like a pretty good option of what if we set up, a you know, some kind of period of time, maybe like 6 months or whatever, where you, Stephanie, are actually, doing the day-to-day operations and managing the store in the ways that you would, but your mother Diane is still around and making sure that, if you have any questions or if things go bad or if just anything goes wrong, she's able to give you the advice that you need. And she can also show you the ropes of how to manage her specific store and make sure you understand everything that may be specific to her store in how you may not have learned at other stores. Um, and 6 months is just kind of a spitball estimate. It doesn't have to be that long. It could be longer. It's whatever you guys really feel comfortable with.
I'd be happy to do 2 to 3 months. I mean, you see a lot in 2 to 3 months in business, like
Okay.
a grocery store or retail, anything like that. So I'm willing to do 2 to 3 months and just not make any necessary decisions. I might help you solve an issue. I might correct something that I think could be done better in order to make the store successful. But I will just be there to watch, I guess. But you will make all the decisions. You can run the store how you would if I wasn't there. I'm just here for my own sanity to confirm that it was a good decision giving you the store. And then after the 2 to 3 months, when I feel like I can fully trust your abilities of running the store, I will completely step out.
I can agree to that. 6 months seems a little long, but 2 to 3 would be okay. I, you know, the I'm just ready to run it now, in my opinion. So 2 to 3 will be a nice compromise.
Alrighty. Alrighty. I think that sounds fine. I don't know what it's like to run a grocery store, so I don't know what that time frame should be like. But if that's what works for you guys, then sure, we'll give it a shot. I'll let me just bring up a little form here, and we'll give you guys something to sign and make sure you know all of the conditions of that, and wherein Nikki is just or Diane is just going to basically supervise and make sure if you have any questions or you're struggling, she'll be there for it, and she can be there to help herself come to terms with you being ready and that the store is just not going to go belly up or whatever. And so we will form up some kind of agreement here, and then you two will sign it and you guys can be on your way.
Thank you.
Thank
Alrighty.
you. I appreciate it.
Cool.